First of all, we have to create IAM user. You must have an AWS account. An AWS account console, you will need to search IAM. So here you can just go to the IAM page where you can click on users, and here you can create a user. You can give any name to your user. I will just give name code with move. Next, we have to attach policies. For this video, I'm just going to attach administrative access, but if you have your company project or something else, you can make sure you assign only limited permissions. Okay, so we are going to with administrative access, and I will just click on next. So we have to now create a user. So user is created. So next, I have to click on my user, and I have to go security credentials. And here I have to create access key and the secret key. So I will click on here, create access key, select command line interface. Next, give a name, create access key. So here what you have seen, access key and secret key is created for your IAM user. So you can download the CSV file as well, because we will be going to use access key and the secret key in 2-3 places in our tutorial. So make sure you download the CSV. So we are now done with IAM user account creation. I have to do a next step, which is installation of a Terraform and AWS CLI, because we are going to create infrastructure using Terraform. So what I have to do, I will just go to the Google and how I can install these two things. So first of all, if I show you my article as well, which is I have not released during the video. So this is my article, and here I have mentioned, I have given the links as well, like how you can install Terraform. Okay, so if I just show you the link of this Terraform, I'll just open this Terraform installation link. It depends upon your system. You are using Mac, you are using Windows. Okay, so you can just install it simply. So you can just follow these steps to install it. And similarly, if we have to install AWS CLI, okay, so if I just show you the link and the page, which is available here as well, because I'm using Mac, but if you have a different system, you can just follow this link and you can easily install AWS CLI as well. So here you can see for the Linux, Mac OS, Windows, we have all the options available. Okay, so my preference when I'm installing it for my Mac OS, I just use, which is a simple way, command line installer. Okay, I just use these commands simply, and my AWS CLI will be installed. So how you can verify? Installation is simple. I'm not going to install these things. These videos are also available in my YouTube channel as well if you want to see. But it's very simple. So when you install, you have to make sure you can confirm the installation. How you can confirm this installation? Okay, so you have to type AWS variant and check Terraform. So you have to make sure these two things are installed. When installation is done, we have to do a very important thing, which is to configure AWS CLI. AWS configure so you have to paste your access key, secret key, and tell the region name. So first of all, I'm just going to copy my access key. If you have closed this page, you can just use your CSV file and just copy the access key and the secret key. And then I have to copy secret key. Yes, I'm going to use US West 2. But if you have different requirements, okay, you can use. But I will recommend, if you just going to, for the testing purpose, make sure you use US West 2, because we are mentioning this region a lot in this tutorial. So AWS is now configured. That's great. Next, we have to create AWS S3 bucket and DynamoDB. Why? Because in the Terraform, I'm using in the backend file, I'm using to store the state of Terraform, I'm using AWS S3 bucket, okay, and the DynamoDB. So I'm just going to create with this name, but you can create with another name, but make sure you replace the name here. So I have to just go to my console. If I search AWS S3, okay, so now I will just click on create button, and I will give a name to my bucket and just click create bucket. So my bucket is now created. And next, what I have to do, I have to go to the DynamoDB. Here you have to click create table. So log files, this will be my table name, log ID, partition key, and just click create table. So my table is now created. I have to just verify in my Terraform backend TF file, okay, I have to make sure the region, bucket name, and the DynamoDB table should match, which I have created on AWS. So I'm done with AWS S3 bucket creation and the DynamoDB. Next, what we have to do, we are going to create infrastructure on AWS. We have to create a Jenkins server. To create the Jenkins server, I'm using Terraform. So Terraform will help me to create infrastructure for my Jenkins server. I have defined all these things in all these files for EC2, because we are going to create EC2 instance for our Jenkins server, and this is my infrastructure, and this is a variable file. All the variables are defined here. If you want to change the variables, you can change, but I will recommend go with what it is, okay. And the region that I'm using, which is US West 2, okay, and you can use this region as well. And here I have a script. In the script, when instance will be created, this script will be executed, and this script will install a lot of tools. Those are mentioned in this script, which will help us to automate the process easier. So what we have to do to create infrastructure, as we have Terraform already installed, I have to go to this folder in my terminal. I will just open this folder in my terminal. I will do Terraform init, okay. I will just initialize my Terraform. This is first command you have to run in your Jenkins Server Terraform folder. So it will initialize the backend. Okay, so my Terraform is successfully initialized. Next, I have to validate my Terraform code. So make sure my Terraform code has no problem. So what I will do, I will just run a command which is Terraform validate. So it will validate my code of Terraform to make sure everything is fine. Okay, everything is good. So let's create this infrastructure. But yeah, before we create infrastructure in EC2 instance, we need to attach a key pair, a PIM file with our EC2 instance. So for this, I have to create a PIM file, okay, key. So what I have to do, I will need to run a command so it can create a PIM file for me, because later on I have to SSH to my instance. So I can pre-create a PIM file and I will attach this, assign this to my Jenkins server. So what I will do, I will run a command which will help me to create a PIM file. So this command is available in my article as well. Let's run this command. So you can see this PIM file is created here. I will use later in this video. So let's apply the Terraform apply. So it will be going to create infrastructure on AWS EC2 infrastructure for the Jenkins server. Yes, give approval. So it can take maximum 2-3 minutes for you to create your infrastructure on AWS for your Jenkins. So after this, what we are going to do, we are going to SSH to our server. So it's easy. You will need to open your terminal. Just please wait first. Your infrastructure should be successfully completed, created, and then we will SSH to our Jenkins server. If I show you on AWS console here, EC2, here you can see one instance is being created with the help of Terraform. And what you can do, that's very simple. To connect with your instance, you have to just run these two commands. This one, which is point number 3 command, and this one, example. It will help us to connect with our server. So first of all, I will copy this, okay, and I will run this into my terminal. But before I run, I need to make sure that I'm at the same folder where my PIM file is downloaded. So how I can go to that folder? If I go to my Visual Studio Code, as our infrastructure is successfully created, I will do pwd, okay, just to get the path. So this is my path where my PIM file is. So in the terminal, I will go into this path, okay, and then I will execute those two commands. This one, so I can connect with my Jenkins server, and the next this command. Yes. Okay, so now we are connected with our Jenkins server. To configure AWS, we have to run a command AWS configure. One thing I want to tell here, after the infrastructure, your Jenkins server is created, you must wait at least 5 to 6 minutes, because the script which is available in Visual Studio Code, when this infrastructure is being created, it can take some time for the installation. So to avoid any problems, so you need to just wait 5 to 6 minutes before you configure AWS, and so these installation can be done. So let's configure AWS, and I have to get the key I have here. And then my secret key. I want to use US West 2. Okay, my AWS is configured as well on my Jenkins server. So now I have to just copy the instance IP, public IP, and I have to go and open my Jenkins server, which is available on port 8080. So here you can see our Jenkins is successfully ready to use. I will get the password, which is simple, sudo cat. This is Jenkins password. Okay, so what I have to do here, I will just replace the password, but first we have to install suggested plugins. So almost all the suggested plugins are installed. I have to give a username. I can give any username. Code with move, and the password, I will just give a new password, and the email, you can give any email. Okay, so save and continue. Yes, finish. Start using Jenkins. We have to install some plugins on Jenkins. I have to click on manage Jenkins. I can just increase some size. Okay, so on manage Jenkins, you have to click on plugins, and here you have to click on available plugin. You have to search the plugins one by one, select. Make sure you don't forget to install any plugin. Sometimes you check in and the checkbox can be unclicked. So this will be the first plugin, and the second plugin we have to search, which is AWS Steps. Okay, and the next we have to install Docker, which is Docker. Okay, simply Docker. And next we have to Node.js, and one more is SonarQube. Yes, SonarQube scanner. And then we have dependency check, PS, OWSP. Okay, yes, and this plugin we have to install as well. So these are the plugins that we have to install. One more plugin we have to install as well, which is Eclipse. This is okay. This one we have to also install. So these are the plugins that you have to install. Just click on install. So it can take approximately 2 to 5 minutes maximum. So all the plugins will be installed. Okay, so all the plugins are now installed. We have to restart the Jenkins. Restart can take few seconds. Okay, so I have to log in with my new username and password that I have created earlier. Okay, so we are done with the plugins of Jenkins. Ask me questions in the comment. If you have any query, ask me in the comment, and like this video and share with your friends, with your colleagues. Okay, and one more thing, if you have not subscribed to my channel, you can subscribe to it, and because it will help me to create more content, and it will help me engage with you guys. Also build more. It takes some time to create this content. I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you in my next video. Have a good day. Bye.